feel it. Feel that emotion, feel that pain, feel that regret, feel that guilt, and then work on those positive things to bring you back to that normal, regular state of being happy. Hi everybody, welcome back to this week's episode of It Takes Grit. I am back and I would like to say sunny California, but today it is raining. It is completely like, this is not what I signed up for to move to California. And especially because I've been in Florida for the last couple of weeks and it's so warm, like in the evening. And I always thought, nah, I think I much prefer like the California weather. You know what? I am kind of leaning a little bit in towards Florida, but it's kind of been like cozy, you know, when you feel like you just need like one of those days to relax, and when it's not very nice outside, you're like, oh yeah, this is just like how I'm meant to feel. So I'm so excited because today we are going to Vegas. I'm so excited to get to see my mom, my dad, my brother, Jess, and my brother's wife. Luke is coming as well, and Luke's parents. And so we are taking them on. It's a surprise, but by the time this comes out, they would have enjoyed their surprise. So taking them to the Vegas. Last time we went to Vegas, we surprised my mom and dad with the trip to Vegas. We surprised them with Michael Jackson tickets to go and see the Cirque du Soleil there, and it was phenomenal. This time, we are taking them on a surprise helicopter tour. Oh my goodness, it is insane. They pick you up from the hotel. They take you there. It's like a 90-minute helicopter ride. There's a picnic at sunset. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited because none of them have any idea, and we're going to be doing that together as a family on the Thursday. So this comes out the day after. So I was having to double check. I'm like, make sure that I don't announce a surprise. You know when you like say things out loud and you're like, oh my goodness, like someone's going to know this because I'm saying it, but I'm just saying it to you guys and this doesn't even air. So make sure that this does not air before Thursday. And what we're talking about today is 5 things you're currently doing that you could let go of. And this is going to be really important as we step into the new year. And there's a lot of, I talked about habits last week, how to break those habits, how to be aware of those habits. You can kind of go back to that original story of how you created those habits, why you do the things that you do, and being aware. So this kind of actually plays a little bit into it, the things that we get to let go of as we step into the new year. There's something so refreshing about a new year, about planning, about goals. I don't know about you guys, but like I love it. I'm like, it's clean slate. I'm going to step in. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It feels good, right? But how do we maintain it through the full 2022? And I was just kind of reflecting back with my friend Mel, that lots of you guys know. And we were just like, this is like, it's so crazy to think that this is the second Christmas in a pandemic that we're having. And instead of looking at it as, and I know this is challenging, I know this is not easy. It's like, oh my goodness, like the world, like what is going on right now? Like, where are we? Like, what is happening? But coming from a place of like, we are in this world right now to experience this. How can we grow? And what do we get from this experience that, people who, died 20 years ago, or, they haven't even been born yet, are never going to experience this, right? This kind of world that's been shut down, then open back up again, vaccines, masks, all these different areas. How can we come to a place where we just actually get to enjoy the growth that comes from it? And, when we look at things differently, the things that we look at will change, right? So I've tried to, instead of like understanding why all these things are happening in the world, I really don't look at the news. I really just don't open my laptop, open my phone, open my TV up to that stuff. I really do just focus on what am I doing at the moment? How am I living my best life? How am I behaving each day? What can I do that's going to help me feel better tomorrow and also other people? So, we can't change everybody else, but what we can do is change ourselves. And then we get to talk about what are we going to let go of? Like, what are the 5 things that you're currently doing that you should let go of? Now, I've got 5 things here. You can take these 5 things. Maybe you're like, hey, I like 3 of them. I want to take out 2 of them. I'm going to add in my own here, right? So this is completely up to you guys. Now, it's so funny because our heating stopped working here. So I put this jumper on and now it's like really hot in this room. I think it's because I've got my get ready lights on. I've got another light on. I've got all the lights on and now I'm like really hot. So Oh dear. All right. So, little recap. I lots of people have been asking, are you living in Florida? Are you living in California? At the moment, I'm going backwards and forwards. I have just been able to get out of my California lease early, which I'm super grateful because the other thing is too is that I am going to be climbing Mount Everest in April and May of 2022. So I'm not even going to be here. And then I'm doing a massive tour with Four Paws, which I'm so excited to teach you guys about and share with you what's happening. And so I'm like, well, I'm not really going to be, in the country that much. And we've already got a really nice big house over in Sarasota, Florida. So I am gonna be transitioning. Like, I'll do a whole like video on it of like what's actually happening, where I'll be moving, will I keep my stuff here, and all of that fun stuff. And I'm still working out the details. But I'm excited to share with you a new chapter of what is coming up. So let's talk about the 5 things that you're currently doing that you would like to let go of, right? And I think that we can all relate to at least 3 of these, right? At least 3 of these. So negative self-talk. If we continue to beat ourselves up, it's going to be really hard for us to come from a place where we can love others unconditionally. If we don't love ourselves unconditionally, if we don't let go of the things that we have done, right, we're never going to be in a position where we can love fully on other people. And I've done it before, and sometimes you get mad at yourself, right, for getting mad at the thing that you were mad at, and now you're just like, am I mad at the thing that happened, or am I mad at the getting angry at myself because then I got angry at myself, and then it's this like completely like spiral like circle, right, of all this like, oh my goodness, now I don't even know why I'm angry. I'm angry at myself because I got frustrated because of the thing that initially got me angry, right? And so that negative self-talk, like, I'm not good enough, like, who are you even to say this, like, you don't have the skill set, you don't have the drive, all of these things that we say to ourselves, that is what becomes reality. And it's not an overnight thing, but if you can train your body physiologically to catch yourself when you're saying something negative, like, so when you go to say, oh, but this, you just want to go, breath in, hold at the top for 4, exhale for 4, hold at the bottom for 4, and that's called box breathing, right? So 4, 4, 4, 4. Inhale for 4, hold at the top for 4, exhale for 4, and hold at the bottom for 4. And then repeat. And as you do that, as you inhale, think about bringing all the positivity in. I am loved, I'm amazing, I'm ambitious, I am brave, I am strong. Hold all those beautiful thoughts at the top. And then as you exhale all the negative stuff out. Hey, I am not worthy, I'm not loved, I hate myself, all of those things. Breathe them out and just hold at the bottom and keep letting them just expose from your body. And if you keep doing that, inhaling with positivity, holding it, and exhaling all the negativity out, after you do that every single day, you're going to start to train your body to be in a place where you're talking positively to yourself, right? It really can be that simple. And sometimes we overcomplicate it, right? We get to a place where we're like, how can I even think about myself positively? I've done all of these terrible things. And now the important thing is, if you feel like you've messed up or you've done something wrong, like, you want to feel it, right? You don't just want to be like, all right, no problem, I did that, I'm on to the next thing, right? Feel it. Feel that emotion, feel that pain, feel that regret, feel that guilt, and then work on those positive things to bring you back to that normal, regular state of being happy, right? There's only so much beating yourself up that you want to do, because all the time that you're beating yourself up, what are you doing? You're taking energy away from something that's amazing. We don't know when the last day is that we have on this planet. We don't know. So if this was your last day, would you be proud? Would you be proud how you spoke to yourself? Would you be proud how you spoke to other people? How would you feel? And so that's what we need to really just focus on today, is like those feelings inside of yourself of positivity. What do they look like when you are sharing that, when you're putting it out in the universe, when you're actually saying it out loud and removing those negative self-talk? We all do it, and it's just a practice. So remember, what's the tool to get rid of negative self-talk? Inhale through your nose. All those positive things, hold it at that top, and then exhale all of the negativity out, right? Every single day until it just becomes normal. All right, comparison. It's funny, I was doing an Amazon Live today and it came up about comparison, and raise your hand if you felt you've ever compared yourself. I do it all the time, and I have to remind myself. I do it, and then I remind myself of what the actual answer is. It's that I can't compare myself to somebody else who hasn't had the same life as me, who doesn't have the same people around them, who doesn't have the same environment, who doesn't have the same whatever, right? Hair color, face, whatever. Comparison doesn't even make any sense. It's so hard to compare yourself. All you get to focus on is who were you 6 months ago? Who were you, half a year ago? Who were you a year ago? Like, who were you 5 years ago? How can you come to a place where you are just focused on comparing, or just not even comparing yourself, looking back to see how far you have grown? Right? Because you can look at people all day long and feel like, oh my goodness, like, why are they where they are? Why is this person here? They get to do this. I don't get to do that. Come from a place of gratitude and inspiration from everybody. I know it's not always easy, but if you can catch yourself and say, comparison doesn't make sense. Comparison isn't fair. Comparison doesn't do me justice. Comparison doesn't show the real story. Right? Because if you compare against somebody, you're only getting a very small, minute comparison. Like, you're like, oh, this person's here and I'm not. Well, they could be in a different area of their life with their relationship, or maybe their friendship with their, with their parents, whatever it is. And you have a different aspect of that. Plus, would you really want to give up your life to be in their shoes? Because that would mean that you give up your own mom and dad, your parents, your brother, your family, your sister, your friends, your kids. Right? So think about that when you want to trade places with somebody else and you think like, oh my goodness, like I wish I was them. You would be giving up all the things that you do have. So comparison is not an even playing field. So little tip for that one is, okay, I'm comparing myself. Does this person have the same upbringing as me? Does this person have the same life as me? No. And how can I look at where I am now compared to this time last year, rather than looking at where I am to where they are? I want to look at myself to where I was this time last year. All right. A lot of things that people struggle with, and I can't honestly openly say that this is something that I struggle with. It's just not, and it's procrastination. Like, I am the opposite. My action is just like immediate. Like, there is no slowing me down. I'm an action taker. I do not want to miss out. I have the fear of missing out. That's why I go for stuff and I execute, right? So for me, it is just a built-in muscle where it's just as easy as doing my teeth, right? So this is something I can help you with, right? So if you are somebody who just naturally procrastinates, it could just be that you have a fear of doing the thing that you want to do. So first of all, it could be excuse me, could be that you're lazy. It could be that you're fearful. It could be that you're uncertain, or it could be that you don't know really what you want. Okay? Mixture of one of those things. Or maybe you're like, oh my goodness, Rebecca, like I'm a bit of everything, right? So if you're lazy, some people just don't have a work ethic. They are fine just doing like the bare minimum, and that's great. And if that is you, amazing. It's about being happy, right? It's not about how hard you work. It's about being happy. And so if you are happy, fantastic. That's the best thing. If you're like, yeah, I just don't really like working that much and I come across like lazy, but you're happy, no problem. But I'm pretty sure that people listening to this podcast are not lazy. And you can sometimes think, oh my goodness, I'm not doing anything, I'm lazy. It's not that you're lazy, it's just you don't have clarity. You don't have clarity on how to do something. If you have clarity, you have confidence. And if you really know what it is that you want and why you're doing something, then you're actually going to get a better result. So, excuse me. So procrastination, don't think of it as procrastination anymore, right? Don't think I'm lazy, I'm just procrastinating. Oh, when am I going to do it? No, it's because you don't have confidence. It's because you're fearful of something. You don't have the unknown. But that's okay. And you will not know the unknown until you go for it, right? That's the beauty of this. Enjoy the journey. When you get to like you're like, oh my goodness, I want to get here, right? I want to get to this position. I want to be able to create this. And then you get there and you're like, oh, well, now what? Like, now what I have to do, right? It's actually the journey that is the most fun part. I promise you, it's like the grit, the hustle, the challenge, like all the, like those things, like, oh my goodness, like, once you've got through that, it's like, wow, it's blissful. You get to celebrate in that moment. And then there's the next journey. So instead of thinking of yourself, okay, why am I procrastinating so much? Think about, what am I fearful about? What am I worried about? Why don't I have confidence in this area? Is it because I don't have any certainty? And why am I doing this? Like, why do I want to do this? Because when the why is big enough, the how is easy. I'll say that again. When the why is big enough, the how is easy. All right. Number 4, grudges. Old grudges. Let's let these go. Like, I did a post today on my Instagram, Rebecca Louise Nutrition, where I have my team and all my nutrition stuff. And and the quote today was, take 100% responsibility with zero excuses. So if you have a grudge against someone, it's your monkey. What does that mean? We're all walking around with our own monkeys, right? Got a little monkey sat here, and this is my monkey. And if I try and project my opinions and my thoughts or what I'm triggered by someone said, I'm giving them my monkey. And it's the same as someone does it to me. If someone says, hey, I didn't enjoy this training, I didn't enjoy the retreat, I didn't enjoy like what you said here. Okay, that's got nothing to do with me. That's got everything to do with them and how they perceived it, because other people went to the training, other people went to retreat and had a wonderful time. So it's all how someone's perceived it. That's their monkey. That's their stuff that they get to deal with. And I'm not going to take your monkey. I'm going to be like, that's your monkey. I got my own monkey. I got my own stuff going on. This is what I'm working with. But do not give me your monkey. You have your monkey. I have mine. I'll listen. I'll understand. But I'm not going to be taking your monkey, right? So when you have grudges against other people, all that does is it makes you feel like there's this tension in the air. There's always going to be this kind of cloud. And so instead of having grudges against people, think about why that person is triggering you. Why is that person pissing you off? Like, is there something in them that you wish you had? Because often, sometimes, if somebody has something, if you're getting triggered by somebody, it's often because they have something that you want, which is totally normal. That's human. Don't get upset by that. Like, that's all right. Don't get triggered by that. It's completely normal, right? So what are the grudges that you do have on some people right now? How can you let that go to open up more space in your heart, to open up more space for your energy, to open up more space for other people to come in? Because all of the time that you've got this energy going out to these certain people with grudges, guess what? You are not creating space to bring new people in. And those people who are meant to be in your life. So let it go. Just let it go. Breathe through it. And know that if you allow yourself to be in a place where you can just take 100% responsibility with zero excuses about everything that has happened in your life, you'll get complete control back. Okay? And then finally, limiting beliefs. All right, we all have limiting beliefs. We all question why can we do something, right? But I don't want you to look back into 2022 when we're here 365 days and you've gone, oh my goodness, like I knew I could do this, but I just had this one limiting belief that got in my head. And you're making up that limiting belief. Somebody might have said something to you as a kid. They might have said, oh, you're not good enough at this, or why are you doing this? Again, that's their monkey. We don't need to take their monkey. Let them have their own monkey, right? You just look after yours. And so if you are feeling like I'm getting all of these limiting beliefs about why I can't do something, take a look back. Maybe somebody said something to you. Maybe you heard something of somebody else, or maybe you said something to somebody else. And it literally created this mind inside of you where you were like, oh my goodness, like I can't do this. I have these limiting beliefs because you've had somebody reinforce over and over and over again that you're not good enough. But you get to decide if you listen. You get to decide if you allow those voices in your head to dictate your life. So you can either choose to break through those barriers and to positively reinforce yourself. So it's like, great, Rebecca, how do I, create great beliefs about myself? Affirmations. I'm amazing. I'm brave. I'm strong. I'm courageous. I got this. I can. I'm unbelievable. I'm graced. I'm grit. I have got outstanding abilities, right? It's saying that over and over and again, and saying the things that you're grateful for. Why am I part of Team Fearless? I'm part of Team Fearless because they encourage me to be the best version of myself. I love health and nutrition and coming from a place of love. What are the things that you can say to yourself on a daily basis that are going to get you fired up and believing that you can do anything? Because all it is a mindset. There's nothing physiological about why you can't do something. The physiological, by changing your state, is going to get you to believe mentally. So if you can stand up nice and tall each morning and you're powerful and you say the things that you know that you are, you're going to start to create those powerful and actually focused beliefs rather than reinforcing limiting beliefs. Because how many times have you just reinforced a limiting belief? You're like, this isn't really helpful. I just keep reinforcing a limiting belief. Like, what is this all about? So what I want you to focus on is one of those things. Maybe just let me know in the comments on Instagram, the It Takes Grit podcast, like which one really resonates with you. Is it negative self-talk, comparison, procrastination, old grudges, or limiting beliefs? And maybe you want to take a couple of those. You want to take 2 or 3 and implement them. And maybe you're like, yeah, Rebecca, like just one of those is good, but I've got these ones too. Amazing. Or if you're like, hey, all 5 of those, I am going to really work on letting go. Now, do not judge yourself. It's going to take time for these things to actually take in place. So why not listen to this podcast every couple of days? Listen to it once a week until you can just listen to it once a month and you really have done the work to let go of all of these things so that you can step into a new year or a new month or even a new week without these things that are pulling you down. So 5 things you're currently doing that you should let go of. I really feel like these are going to help all of us just break into something brand new into the new year, but also just every month too and every week. So thank you so much for watching and listening, everybody. I love you guys dearly. If you feel like this would help somebody, make sure that you share it. Just grab that link and send it as a text message, post it on your Instagram, post it on your Facebook, wherever you are, because somebody out there right now is wanting to hear this message that could really make a shift in their life and help them break through of their limiting beliefs and negative attitudes into 2022. So thanks so much for listening, everybody. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week.